First game here we got, and looks like we're running the Recall Hunter with the Destroyer, Sniper, and Blaster. Pretty cool, pretty good combo. And then the Dragonfly, Valkyrie, and Shade. Also pretty good as well. I like that. Going up against the Gunbot and Hornet. So, decent matchup. We should be fine as long as we play safe and defensive. Play close to our side of the map and to our bases. We should be fine there. And then we're going up against the Shocker, Assault Bot, and the Heavy Hunter there. And then the Falcon, Advanced Destroyer, and Bulwark. And I like this matchup for the most part. Yeah, I'm not too worried or concerned about anything that he has in particular. As long as we're able to get into our tier 3 tech, do well enough there, we should be fine. Our tier 2 is kind of weak, but that's okay because we got a really strong tier 3. So let's see how this plays out here. And might skip ahead a little bit here. Not much going on. Staying on one base, we're teching up right away. Going into our Starforge, which I think is fine. We're going to have to tech up right away again as well, though, I think. We could possibly expand, get another base, but we do need to tech up again, either right away or right after an expansion. So I don't think Dragonflies are going to be able to cut it unless we were to play very well. So looks like we're doing some scouting. Again, I don't find the need to scout most of the time when I'm playing with the recalls, but there's nothing wrong with it as long as you're playing safe with them and recalling them immediately as soon as you run into any enemies. So like right now you gotta fall back and recall. There you go. Good. So yeah, you don't want to lose your recalls early game. That is very, very bad if you lose those. So bringing out a couple Dragonflies is pretty good there. Turn this down a tad bit more. But yeah, I like bringing out a couple just to force a response from your opponent here, and then send them over to harass their workers, of course. So it's a good idea. Got to play a bit more safe there with your recalls. Got to be very careful, and got to try to keep them behind the base. Got to let the base do as much tanking as possible. So this is a little bit of what I was afraid of going into an expansion instead of just saving up for your next tech, because it is possible for them to just push you and run you down here. But we could definitely defend this better and get behind our base. And then we could also pump out some recall hunters as well to help us defend this. So right now our main objective is to survive, of course, and then hopefully start our next tech up as soon as possible. So our opponent's on 2 expansions, and now it might just be over after losing that many recalls. So the counterattack is good, but it's too little too late, kind of. So I think the biggest thing here is probably just learning how to defend properly. And right now we're just face tanking with these recalls. So we still have a lot of blue resource here that we could have used, and that would go much better into the recall hunters rather than the recalls or dragonflies. Obviously he's got a ton of hornets here, so the dragonflies aren't going to help you here too much. So you don't want to pump out any dragonflies. I think the first 2 were fine, and then you don't want to use any more than that. You did some decent damage to him, but he just overwhelms you because of taking a bad trade here. But that's okay. Happens to everybody. And so, just looking again at the start here, we have to anticipate that if he's going into a second expansion, we got to be ready for him to do an all-in like this. He has 2 options, basically. He can either stay on the 2 bases here not tech up, and he can try to rush us like he did with the gunbots and the Hornets, or he can try to tech up. And then if he techs up, he's going to have to play more defensive, more safe. But he went for the aggression, and it paid off pretty well for him. But it is possible for us to defend it here if we play it correctly. So because we are playing defensive here, we can stay on our side of the map, stay at our bases, and defend. We'll have the defender's advantage where he's got to move all of his units across the map in order to fight us, and we can spawn them out and immediately fight. So we end up having like a pretty sizable advantage if we play it correctly. But we got to let the base do some more tanking. So even taking this expansion here is fine. I think we should be able to defend this if we play it right. So at this point, you know that he's not teching up anymore. So that means he's just doing an all-in rush with his gunbots and Hornets. And so that means we're going to need recall hunters in order to help defend this. And we don't want to push up like this to defend, because we're just going to lose too much here. So it's not worth pushing up like that. We just want to stay behind the base the entire time and don't even bother with going in front. Don't even bother like moving out to try to meet him or anything like that. We're going to lose this battle. Kind of want to draw it out a little bit here. But anyways, yeah, we want to stay back here as much as possible, and even over here as much as possible, and never go beyond that line here. So basically, never go beyond this, essentially. Never cross that line, basically, and stay over here as much as possible. We want to force him into this choke and back here. We want to force his units to have to go this way or this way, and then he's going to be clumped up here or here or here, and then the units that are clumped up here basically aren't going to be able to do as much damage to us, and the units over here are also not going to be able to do as much damage to us because we're going to have the base in between us. And so we'll be able to focus on this group here. Whatever group comes over here, we'll be able to focus on that group and hopefully take them out. And then by the time we take those out, then he'll be wrapping around and bringing in more reinforcements, and we'll just kind of keep funneling them in and taking them out one at a time rather than spreading our units out and taking all this damage. So I think that is like the main thing there. And that's what it comes down to. It's just a matter of positioning and defending properly. And a Dragonfly here isn't going to do anything. The other thing you could do is try to really focus fire on all of these Hornets. If you're able to use your recalls to focus fire the Hornet, once you take care of all the Hornets, then you can start bringing in some Dragonflies to take care of the rest. That's a little risky to do. It's going to be very difficult to do, especially with how many Hornets he has. So I would say in this case, it's probably not worth doing that. But if you had the APM to do that, it could potentially work. But either way, you're for sure going to need some recall hunters. And with your energy here, you could potentially have, that would be 4 recall hunters already. So 4 extra recall hunters instead of 2 recalls, basically. So you'd be gaining 2 to your army, basically, here. So that would help you out a lot in your positioning, and I think you would be good here. So yeah, I think that'll do it for this one.
Exposed rear. You got units engaged.
So I think you had a good plan, good strategy going into it, but you definitely need to account for your opponent's strategy as well. Think about what your opponent is planning, what they are trying to do, what they want to go for, and try to, be ready and prepare for that as much as possible. All right. Well, thank you, Thorpe, for sending that in. I appreciate it.